I found my mother shivering against a gas station wall, her eyes wide from medication, barely recognizing me. Security footage revealed the horrific truth. The HOA president had forced my drugged, 85-year-old mother out of her car and abandoned her 40 meters from home in freezing weather. They targeted her to push us out, assuming I was just another aging veteran they could bully. What they didn't know was that I wasn't simply retired from Delta Force. I was still an active-duty lieutenant colonel, commanding classified missions to neutralize America's deadliest threats. Ever wonder what happens when petty tyrants pick on the mother of a man who spent 3 decades hunting terrorists? Elmwood Estates had been a quiet haven for years. Our simple ranch house sat on the original 3 acres my father bought with cash after Vietnam, ensuring Mom's security long after he was gone. Developers later turned the surrounding fields into fancy homes, but for 15 years after Dad's death, Mom nurtured her VY Tory garden and taught local kids about native plants, becoming a cherished part of the neighborhood. When combat injuries forced me into a less active role, I moved back to care for her as vascular dementia began dimming her sharp mind, moments of clarity fading into growing confusion. The trouble started when Summit Crest Development scooped up the nearby properties. Their hand-picked HOA board, led by Amanda Pierce, a 32-year-old ex-corporate lawyer, launched a community enhancement plan. Their real goal? The 5 remaining original homeowners with valuable unrestricted lots. Amanda showed up at our door one bright April day, all smiles. "We're updating standards to boost property values," she said. "Your mother's quirky gardening needs tweaking." I explained our land predated the HOA and wasn't under their rules. Her smile stayed, but her eyes turned cold. "We'll see. Uniformity benefits everyone." Soon after, we got our first courtesy notice about fake violations. Then landscapers arrived Union VY TED, claiming HOA approval to fix Mom's garden. I sent them packing, but the intent was clear: this was war. At 53, I'd seen enough combat to spot a campaign's opening shots. They saw a middle-aged guy caring for his old mom, not Lieutenant Colonel W.I.D. Grayson, who'd led elite teams in secret operations. My father taught me to choose my fights wisely. This one was worth it. The harassment escalated methodically, friendly hints about senior leave vying facilities, followed by baseless complaints, noise violations, imaginary guests, even claims our American flag broke rules. At a neighborhood meeting, Amanda cornered me. "Your mother's condition worries the neighbors. We've found great memory care options." I replied with the calm that kept me steady during hostage rescues. "Her care's handled by her doctors and me, but thanks." They didn't know I was recording every move, installing top-tier security, and using tactics I'd honed protecting assets in war zones. Neighbors saw a reserved man in his 50s with a beat-up truck. They didn't see Lieutenant Colonel W.I.D. Grayson, who'd run missions in 27 countries, still active despite my retired cover, using fishing trips as Pentagon briefings. The HOA struck next during a July heat wave, cutting our water for emergency repairs. The utility company confirmed the HOA's fake request. That night, Amanda and 2 board members showed up with water bottles in fake concern. "This heat's risky for her age," Amanda said. "A care facility might be best." I took the water but stood firm. "She's fine. Our generator's running the AC, and I've got water covered." The military taught me to outmaneuver threats early. They didn't spot the generator's hum or my rainwater system. Next came official-looking letters from a law firm, claiming our property fell under HOA control via a county rules, pure nonsense meant to scare us with legal costs. I trained teams in these exact intimidation tactics. Mom sensed the strain despite my efforts to hide it. One clear evening, she gripped my hand. "They want our house, don't they?" Like the Thompsons' place. The Thompsons, an elderly couple across the street, had fled to Texas after odd vandalism. Their lot was now condos. "No one's taking our home, Mom," I promised, not mentioning I'd already alerted Pentagon contacts about elder exploitation patterns. A mandatory medical trip to Walter Reed for shrapnel near my spine couldn't wait. I set everything up. Tom Riley, a former Marine neighbor, checking in twice daily. Meals prepped, meds organized, security feeds remote. Halfway through my 3-day absence, Amanda VY cited Mom with peace offering tea. Footage showed Mom disoriented within 20 minutes, classic benzodiazepine signs I'd seen in the field. Amanda returned with board members, loaded my barely conscious mother into their SUV, and disabled our security with eerie skill. I returned to an empty house. Tom said Amanda claimed Mom joined me at Walter Reed. The local cop, Officer Daniels, shrugged it off as elderly wandering, despite the tampered security. Later, I learned Amanda's husband ran the county commissioner's office, Daniels' boss. The footage told the real story, Amanda with tea, Mom welcoming her, then slumping as the drugs hit. Amanda called someone, then returned with Greg Holt and Stephen Marche HOA board and Summit Crest investors. They hauled Mom into their SUV. Amanda disabled the system and left a memory care pamphlet on our table. I arranged emergency transport back to Missouri, tracking their SUV via military traffic camera access east on the highway, exiting near rural gas stations. This was now in operation, Recover Mom, Gather EVY Denke. Rage fueled me, but I channeled it into focus. At 2:17 a.m., I turned our leave-wying room into a command center, maps, comms, timelines. Tom arrived fast, bringing Ed Carter, a retired state trooper who'd prove VY Tal. "This is kidnapping," Ed said, watching the footage. "But Amanda's husband owns half the county." "I'm not relying on locals," I replied. "We'll handle it." Using Pentagon channels and unlisted systems, I traced Mom's silver hair on a Shell station camera, 43 miles away, at 38 degrees Fahrenheit. She was coatless, dazed. Footage showed Amanda guiding her out, pointing her to the restroom, then driving off. The night clerk kept her warm overnight when she couldn't recall her name, though she mumbled bits of my number. Every second dragged. Tom and Ed rallied trusted vets for search teams while I hacked digital trails. The clerk, Anil Sharma, said she tried walking home at dawn, got lost, and a customer took her to the county hospital. No hospital record existed, but a nurse remembered her security had escorted her to a bus stop without ID. Bus GPS showed 7 stops to Springfield. At 3:17 p.m., diner footage caught her outside another Shell station, 43 miles from home, shivering in a thin sweater. I found her in the break room. "Did I cause trouble, WYD?" she whispered. The lady said I was a problem. Tom and Ed secured the area while I got her to a hospital. Dr. Emily Chun confirmed Rohypnol in her system, a terrorist tool. "Not a mistake. This is deliberate," she said, eyeing my military ID. "Attempted kidnapping at least." Mom fluctuated between fog and clarity during treatment, begging to go home. Dr. Chun released her to me with EVY Denke-ready records. On the drive, she clutched my hand. "They said my garden hurt property values, that I burdened you." "You're no burden, Mom," I said. "Your garden's the best around." Back home, Ed organized vet neighbors for 24/7 watch. Tom bagged the teacup for testing. As I tucked Mom in, she asked, "You're going after them, right?" "Not how they expect," I said. She nodded. "Your dad would be proud." Quiet but fierce. While she slept, I made 3 encrypted calls: General Robert Hayes, my JSOC commander, FBI agent Laura Bennett, an elder abuse expert, and JAG lawyer Commander Paul Evans for CIVY Leon ties. "This isn't just your mom," Hayes said. "It's a pattern targeting military families across states. Your case could crack it." Neighbors knew me as WYD Gray, the quiet son of Ellen Gray. Not Lieutenant Colonel WYD Grayson, distinguished Sir VYC Cross holder, still running ops under a disability facade. Within 72 hours, Tom, Ed, and I built a rock-solid case: footage, toxicology, witness statements, property records showing Summit Crest's elder targeting scheme, and links to 2 prior cases where old folks sold cheap after incidents. This was a calculated attack on vulnerable Americans, the kind I'd spent my career stopping. At a vet-led briefing, we uncovered more county records of similar scams, buried complaints, corruption tying the sheriff to the county commissioner. "They'll deny it all," Ed warned. "Amanda's husband controls the budget." "Then we go higher," I said. "This ends." I briefed federal officials via Secure VY Deo, tying our case to nationwide patterns. "This targets those who served," I said. "They bank on local corruption." Senator Thomas Reed, ex-Naval Intel, vowed to act. By hour 70, warrants were ready. General Hayes called the AG, and at dawn, feds hit 7 sites: Amanda's house, board members' homes, Summit Crest HQ, even the police station. Charges included elder abuse, kidnapping, drug crimes, racketeering. The FBI found 7 VY Tims across 3 developments. Amanda's arrest bathrobe, tears hit the news. Her team flipped fast. Neighbors rallied, vets forming a community guardians group, not vigilantes, but protectors. At a packed meeting, I spoke as Lieutenant Colonel Devoy D. Grayson. My dad died in Vietnam. Mom taught your kids. I've served in shadows. We're not the enemy, they are. I exposed the pattern. The room roared. Vets and families pledged support. Senator Reid pitched the Ellen Gray Act for elder protections, passing with rare unity. Amanda got 12 years, her crew 8 to 10. Summit Crest paid millions in fines. Our ranch stands firm, flag flying, Mom's garden blooming with neighborly help. They thought they'd erase an old lady. Instead, they met a warrior who never stopped defending the vulnerable. Behind quiet doors live extraordinary souls, veterans, widows, heroes. They picked the wrong fight.